Welcome to Culinary Recipe Creations, you lot. Listen up, because tonight we're not messing about with sad, soggy excuses for meals. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into the most satisfying, delicious dinner combinations that'll make your taste buds sing. Get ready to elevate your cooking game and impress even the toughest food critic. That's me. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of these bloody brilliant recipes. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes. You might think it's basic, but don't you dare underestimate this classic. We're talking about a perfectly seasoned meatloaf, juicy and packed with flavor, not some dry, rubbery disaster. And the mashed potatoes, creamy, buttery, and smooth as silk. This isn't some slop you throw on a plate. This is about taking simple ingredients and turning them into a symphony of flavor. Chicken pot pie, a true test of a cook. You've got to nail that flaky golden brown crust, the one that shatters just right when you dig in. And then there's the filling. Tender chicken, perfectly cooked vegetables, all swimming in a rich, savory gravy. This isn't some amateur hour dish. This is about layering flavors and textures to create a culinary masterpiece. Spaghetti and meatballs, a dish that screams comfort food, but only if it's done right. We're talking about meatballs that are tender, juicy, and seasoned to perfection. None of those dry, flavorless hockey pucks I've seen on some plates. The sauce needs to be rich, vibrant, simmered for hours to develop that deep, savory flavor. And the spaghetti, cooked al dente, of course, with just the right amount of bite. Chapter 4. Grilled salmon with roasted vegetables. Healthy can be delicious. For those of you who think healthy food is boring, I'm here to prove you wrong. Grilled salmon, crispy skin and flaky flesh, seasoned with just a touch of salt and pepper to let the natural flavors shine. And let's talk about those roasted vegetables. Vibrant colors, caramelized edges, seasoned with herbs and spices to enhance their natural sweetness. This is about proving that healthy eating doesn't have to be a punishment. Chapter 5. Chicken stir-fry with brown rice, quick, easy and full of flavor. Listen up, you lot. Just because you're short on time doesn't mean you have to resort to takeaway. Chicken stir-fry is where it's at. We're talking tender chicken, crisp vegetables, all coated in a flavorful sauce that's got a kick to it. And don't even think about serving it with soggy rice. Brown rice, cooked to perfection, each grain separate and fluffy. This is about proving that fast food can be good food. Chapter 6. Shrimp scampi with pasta, a taste of the Mediterranean. Shrimp scampi with pasta, a dish that screams elegance and sophistication, but don't let that intimidate you. We're talking about succulent shrimp, cooked to perfection in a buttery, garlicky sauce that'll have you licking the plate clean. And the pasta? Al dente, of course, coated in that glorious sauce. This isn't just a meal, it's an experience. Chapter 7. Thai curry with coconut rice, a flavor explosion. Thai curry, a symphony of flavors that'll transport you straight to the streets of Bangkok. We're talking about a rich, aromatic curry packed with fragrant spices, coconut milk, and your choice of protein. And the coconut rice, fluffy, fragrant, and the perfect accompaniment to soak up all that delicious sauce. This is about bold flavors, and don't be afraid to bring the heat. Chapter 8. Indian butter chicken with naan, a creamy, dreamy delight. Indian butter chicken, a dish that's all about indulgence. Tender chicken, cooked in a creamy, tomato-based sauce that's rich, fragrant, and utterly irresistible. And let's not forget about the naan bread, soft, pillowy, and perfect for scooping up every last drop of that glorious sauce. This isn't just a meal, it's a culinary journey. Chapter 9. Mexican fajitas with tortillas and pico de gallo. A fiesta in your mouth. Mexican fajitas. A dish that's all about fun and flavor. We're talking about sizzling hot, juicy chicken or steak, peppers and onions, all cooked to perfection and served with warm tortillas, fresh pico de gallo, and all the toppings your heart desires. This is about bringing people together over a shared love of delicious food. Well, there you have it, you lot. 9 incredible dinner combinations that are guaranteed to tantalize your taste buds. Don't forget to subscribe to Culinary Recipe Creations for more mouth-watering recipes that'll make you the envy of every foodie out there. Now tell me, which of these culinary masterpieces will you be attempting first? Let me know in the comments below, and for God's sake, don't burn the bloody kitchen down. Listen up, food enthusiasts. Welcome to my kitchen, where the heat is always on and the flavors are bolder than my insults. Today we're ditching the fancy plating and Michelin star bullsh tea for a global soup adventure. We're talking 5 must-try recipes that'll have you swearing off that canned tomato soup for life. Get ready to explore the world, one steaming bowl at a time, because things are about to get delicious in here. First up, we're tackling a classic French onion soup. This isn't just any soup, it's a dish that has stood the test of time, a true testament to the art of French cooking. Now, this isn't some soggy mess you find at a dodgy pub. No. We're aiming for perfection here. A bowl of soup that sings with every spoonful. This, my friends, is a symphony of flavor. Imagine the joy on your guests' faces as they take their first bite. The rich aroma filling the room. We're talking sweet caramelized onions, rich beef broth, and a crusty crouton smothered in Gruyere cheese. Each element plays its part in creating a harmonious blend of flavors. First, you need to sweat the onions. Low and slow, you hear me? None of that burnt rubbish I see on Hell's Kitchen. The key is patience and attention to detail. This takes patience, something I know some of you lack. But trust me, it's worth it. Stir those onions gently. Let them release their natural sweetness. Once your onions are the color of a golden retriever, deglaze the pot with some decent sherry. This step adds a depth of flavor that's simply irresistible. Don't skimp on the good stuff now. Quality ingredients make all the difference. Choose a sherry that you'd be happy to drink. Next, we build the broth. Beef broth, thyme, bay leaf. Let it simmer and reduce until it's bursting with flavor. This is the heart of your soup, so give it the time it needs. Ladle that liquid gold into oven-proof bowls, top with a toasted baguette and a mountain of Gruyere. The cheese should be generous, creating a gooey, melty topping. Then blast it under the broiler until bubbly and golden. Watch closely as you want that perfect balance of melted and slightly crispy cheese. There you have it, a French onion soup that's so good it'll bring a tear to your eye. It's not just a dish, it's an experience, a journey through layers of flavor and texture. Enjoy every spoonful and remember, the magic is in the details. Next, we're cranking up the heat and diving into a world of flavors that will tantalize your taste buds. We're heading to the vibrant streets of Thailand, where the air is filled with the aroma of spices and the hustle and bustle of street vendors. Our destination, the iconic Tom Yum soup. This fiery number is not just any soup, it's a symphony of flavors that will wake up your taste buds and leave you sweating with delight. Forget about those pre-made pastes you find in stores. They just don't cut it for this authentic experience. We're going all in with fresh ingredients: lemongrass, galangal, kaffir, lime leaves, and of course chilies. These are the real deal, the heart and soul of our Tom Yum soup. Gently bruise these aromatics to release their essential oils. This step is crucial as it unlocks the full potential of their flavors. Trust me, this small effort makes all the difference in the world. Now, let's talk about the broth. Start with a good quality chicken broth. Add in fish sauce for that umami kick, and don't forget the lime juice. This trio creates the perfect balance of salty, sour, and spicy. Bring it to a gentle simmer and let those flavors meld together. The aroma will be irresistible. Finally, it's time to add your protein. Prawns are traditional, but chicken or tofu are excellent alternatives. Just be careful not to overcook them. We want our protein to be tender and juicy, not rubbery. Keep an eye on it as it cooks. To finish, chop up some fresh cilantro. This herb adds a burst of freshness that complements the soup perfectly. And don't forget a final squeeze of lime. This last touch brightens up the entire dish. There you have it, a Tom Yum soup that's as bold and fiery as my temper. Enjoy this culinary adventure and let it spice up your life. Chapter 3, Minestrone Soup, Eat Your Vegetables. Now, for those of you who think soup is just a starter, let me introduce you to Italy's hearty minestrone. This isn't just any soup, it's a robust, flavorful and filling dish that can stand on its own as a complete meal. This is a meal in itself, packed with vegetables, beans and pasta. Imagine a medley of fresh, vibrant vegetables, hearty beans and tender pasta all coming together in a single pot. Start with a good quality olive oil. This is the foundation of your soup, so make sure it's the best you can find. Don't even think about using that cheap stuff. The quality of your olive oil can make or break the flavor of your minestrone. Sauté your vegetables, onions, carrots, celery, garlic, until softened. This step is crucial as it builds the base flavors of your soup. Then add your beans, cannellini, borlotti, whatever you fancy. Beans add a creamy texture and a protein punch to your soup. Now for the star of the show, the pasta. This is what makes minestrone so hearty and satisfying. Small shapes work best here. Ditalini, elbow macaroni, even broken spaghetti. These shapes blend well with the other ingredients and make each spoonful delightful. Pour in your vegetable broth and let it simmer until the pasta is cooked and the flavors have melded together. The broth should be rich and flavorful, absorbing all the goodness from the vegetables and beans. Finish with a generous grating of Parmesan cheese and a drizzle of olive oil. This adds a final touch of richness and depth to your soup. There you have it, a minestrone soup that's as comforting as a nonna's hug. It's a perfect dish for any season, offering warmth in the winter and a light yet filling meal in the summer. Enjoy every spoonful. Chapter 4. Chicken tortilla soup. Ay caramba, this is good. Next up, we're heading south of the border for a taste of Mexico with a comforting chicken tortilla soup. This is a fiesta in a bowl with tender chicken, smoky chipotle peppers, and crispy tortilla strips. First, we build the base. Sauté onions, garlic, and jalapenos until softened. Then, add your spices, cumin, chili powder, smoked paprika, and cook until fragrant. Now for the chicken. Use leftover roasted chicken or poach some breasts in the soup. Once cooked, shred it and add it back to the pot. Pour in your chicken broth and simmer until the flavors have melded. To serve, ladle into bowls and top with crispy tortilla strips, avocado, cilantro, and a squeeze of lime. There you have it, a chicken tortilla soup that's more satisfying than a siesta. Chapter 5. Miso Soup. Simplicity at its finest. Finally, we're ending our journey in Japan with a soothing miso soup. Don't let its simplicity fool you. This soup is packed with umami. The key ingredient here is miso paste, a fermented soybean paste that adds a deep savory flavor. There are different types of miso, each with its own unique flavor profile. For this soup, I recommend using a milder white miso. Now the broth. You can use water or dashi, a Japanese stock made from kombu, kelp, and bonito flakes. Bring your broth to a simmer and whisk in the miso paste until dissolved. Then add your tofu and wakame seaweed. Simmer for a few minutes until the tofu is heated through, and that's it. A simple yet flavorful miso soup that's the perfect way to end any meal. Well, there you have it, you bunch of hungry foodies. 5 incredible soup recipes from around the world. Now get out of my kitchen and go make something delicious. And if you think you can handle the heat, hit that subscribe button for more culinary adventures. Until next time, keep it spicy.
Welcome to our channel, where we bring you the art of gourmet cooking right to your kitchen. Listen, you don't need to be a Michelin star chef to create stunning, delicious food. In this video, we'll explore the world of elegant and delicious recipes that will elevate your culinary skills and impress even the most discerning guests. From sophisticated appetizers to decadent desserts, we'll guide you through unique recipes and presentation tips that will make your dishes stand out. Alright, you lot, let's kick things off with a starter that screams elegant smoked salmon tartare. This is not your average fish dish, this is about finesse, about respect for the ingredients. We're talking about beautiful, delicate layers of flavor that will have your guests saying bloody brilliant before they've even taken a bite. First off, the salmon. None of that supermarket pre-packaged nonsense. We're looking for quality smoked salmon with a deep, rich color and a silky texture. Dice it finely, but for God's sake, don't you dare mash it. We want to keep that lovely texture. Next, the supporting cast. A touch of finely diced red onion for sharpness, a sprinkle of capers for that salty, briny bite, and some fresh dill for a fresh, herbaceous lift. Now, the binding element. A dollop of creme fraiche. Because we're not animals, are we? This adds a lovely richness and tang that cuts through the richness of the salmon. Season it generously with salt and pepper, and a squeeze of lemon juice to brighten everything up. Now, the presentation. This is where you show you give a damn. Get yourself a nice ring mold and layer the tartare beautifully on some crisp crostini. A final drizzle of extra virgin olive oil and a sprig of dill, and you've got yourself a starter that's worthy of any Michelin-starred restaurant. Now, for the main event, we're going for a classic filet mignon with red wine reduction. This is a dish that screams sophistication, but don't let that intimidate you. With a few simple techniques, you'll be plating up this showstopper like a pro. First, the star of the show, the filet mignon. Look for thick-cut steaks, at least 1.5 inches with good marbling. Season them generously with salt and pepper and let them come to room temperature before cooking. Now the pan, get it screaming hot, almost smoking. We want a good sear on those steaks. Add a knob of butter and some olive oil to the pan, then carefully lay your steaks in. Let them sizzle away, undisturbed, for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side for that perfect crust. Once they're cooked to your liking, transfer the steaks to a plate and let them rest. Don't you dare touch them. They need time to relax and let those juices redistribute. Now for the sauce. This is where you can really elevate the dish. Deglaze the pan with a good glug of red wine, scraping up all those delicious caramelized bits from the bottom. Let the wine reduce by half, then add in some beef stock and a sprig of thyme. Let it simmer away until you've got a rich, glossy sauce. Finally, the plating. Spoon that luxurious sauce onto your plates. Top with the rested steaks, and finish with a knob of butter for extra richness. There you have it, a restaurant-quality filet mignon that will have your guests begging for more. Now, for the sweet finale creme brulee. A classic for a reason, this dessert is all about contrasting textures and simple, elegant flavors. We're talking about a silky smooth custard hidden beneath a crisp caramelized sugar shell. It's a dessert that will have your guests swooning. First, the custard. It's all about precision here, so listen up. We're going to gently heat cream and vanilla bean on the stovetop, infusing the cream with that beautiful vanilla flavor. Meanwhile, whisk together egg yolks and sugar until pale and creamy. Now temper the eggs. This is crucial to avoid ending up with scrambled eggs. Gradually whisk the hot cream into the egg yolks a little at a time to bring the temperature up slowly. Once combined, strain the custard through a fine mesh sieve to remove any lumps or bits of vanilla bean. Now the baking. Pour the custard into ramekins and place them in a baking dish. Fill the dish with hot water until it comes halfway up the sides of the ramekins. This water bath ensures even cooking and prevents the custard from cracking. Bake in a preheated oven until just set, but still slightly wobbly in the center. Once cooled, the fun part, caramelizing the sugar. Sprinkle a thin layer of sugar over each custard and fire up your blowtorch. Move the flame evenly across the sugar until it melts and forms a beautiful amber-colored crust. Let the sugar harden for a few minutes before serving, and watch your guests' faces light up as they crack through that satisfying sugar crust. Listen, no matter how fancy your main course is, a meal isn't complete without a proper side dish. And what's more comforting and versatile than mashed potatoes? But we're not talking about your average bland mash. We're adding a touch of luxury with truffle oil. First, choose the right potatoes. We're looking for starchy potatoes like Yukon Golds. They'll give you that creamy, fluffy texture we're after. Peel and chop them into even-sized chunks, then boil them until they're fork tender. While the potatoes are cooking, let's talk about the star of the show, the truffle oil. Now, a little goes a long way, so don't go overboard. We want just a hint of that earthy, luxurious truffle flavor. Once the potatoes are cooked, drain them well and let them steam dry for a few minutes. This will ensure they don't become watery. Now, the fun part, mashing. Use a potato ricer or a food mill for the smoothest, fluffiest mash. Avoid using a food processor, it will make your potatoes gluey. Now, for the good stuff. Add in some hot milk, a generous knob of butter, and a drizzle of that luxurious truffle oil. Season generously with salt and pepper, and whisk everything together until smooth and creamy. To serve, spoon the mashed potatoes into a warm bowl and drizzle with a little extra truffle oil. Garnish with some fresh chives for a pop of color, and there you have it, a side dish that's fit for a king. Now let's talk drinks, because what's a special meal without a proper cocktail to complement it? We're going for a classic French 75, a sophisticated and refreshing drink that's perfect for any occasion. First, the gin. we're looking for a good quality London dry gin, something with a good balance of juniper and citrus notes. Pour a shot into a cocktail shaker filled with ice. Next, the sweetness. Add a teaspoon of sugar syrup. You can make your own by simply dissolving equal parts sugar and water over low heat. Now, the citrus. A good squeeze of fresh lemon juice will brighten up the drink and balance out the sweetness. Give everything a good shake, then strain it into a chilled champagne flute. Top it up with some chilled champagne and garnish with a lemon twist for that extra touch of elegance. There you have it. A simple yet elegant cocktail that's perfect for toasting to a delicious meal. Join us on this culinary journey and unlock the secrets to creating restaurant-quality dishes in the comfort of your own home. Remember, cooking is about passion, it's about respect for ingredients, and it's about having a bloody good time. Whether you're hosting a special dinner party or simply want to indulge in gourmet delights, our elegant recipes will inspire and delight. Don't miss out on our future culinary inspirations. Subscribe to our channel for more gourmet cooking ideas, elegant recipes, and tips for fine dining at home. Let's embark on this delicious adventure together and elevate your cooking to a whole new level.
Ossobuco alla Milanese, a complete recipe and cooking instructions. Braised veal shanks with a rich and flavorful sauce, often served with saffron risotto. This traditional Milanese dish is a true culinary masterpiece, loved by many for its intense flavor and tender texture. Today, we'll guide you step by step in preparing this delicious dish, from the ingredients to the final cooking. To begin, you'll need some key ingredients: veal shanks, onions, carrots, celery, garlic, peeled tomatoes, white wine, beef broth, butter, olive oil, flour, parsley, lemon zest, and of course salt and pepper. The quality of the ingredients is essential for an excellent result, so make sure to choose fresh, high-quality products. Let's start by preparing the veal shanks. First, dry them well with paper towels and lightly flour them. This step will help create a golden crust during browning. In a large pot, heat some olive oil and butter over medium-high heat. When the butter is completely melted and the oil is hot, add the veal shanks and brown them on all sides until golden. This step is crucial to seal in the meat's juices and give a rich flavor to the dish. Once the shanks are nicely browned, remove them from the pot and set them aside. In the same pot, add finely chopped onions, carrots and celery. Sauté the vegetables over medium heat until they are soft and slightly caramelized. This process will take about 10 minutes. Then add the minced garlic and continue cooking for another minute, being careful not to burn it. Now it's time to deglaze the pot with some white wine. Pour in the wine and scrape the bottom of the pot with a wooden spoon to release all the caramelized flavors. Let the alcohol evaporate for a few minutes, then add the peeled tomatoes and crush them lightly with a spoon. Return the veal shanks to the pot, add enough beef broth to cover the meat, and bring everything to a boil. Once boiling, lower the heat to low, cover the pot with a lid, and simmer for about 2 hours. During cooking, turn the shanks occasionally and add more broth if needed. The meat will be ready when it's so tender that it easily comes off the bone. To complete the dish, prepare a gremolata by mixing chopped parsley, grated lemon zest, and a little minced garlic. Sprinkle the gremolata over the veal shanks just before serving. Traditionally, ossobuco alla Milanese is served with saffron risotto, which, with its delicate flavor and bright color, pairs perfectly with the richness of the dish. There you have it. Now you have all the steps to prepare an authentic ossobuco alla Milanese. Enjoy!
Hey there, food lovers. Welcome to another exciting culinary journey. Get ready to tantalize your taste buds with a dish that's as easy to make as it is delicious to devour. We're talking about a recipe that combines simplicity with gourmet flair. Today, we're diving into a culinary adventure to create the ultimate tuna fish salad and pasta masterpiece. This dish is not only nutritious, but also bursting with flavors that will leave you craving for more. This recipe is perfect for a light lunch, a satisfying dinner, or even a delightful picnic basket addition. Imagine enjoying this delicious meal under the open sky. So grab your aprons, folks, and let's get cooking. With just a few simple steps, you'll be able to create a dish that looks as good as it tastes. This is one recipe symphony you won't want to miss. The harmony of flavors will dance on your palate. Remember, in the world of food, everyone's a critic, and trust me, this dish will earn you rave reviews. So let's get started and make some culinary magic happen. Before we begin our culinary concerto, let's gather our star performers, the ingredients. Each one plays a crucial role in creating a symphony of flavors. For this recipe, we'll need a variety of fresh and pantry staples to bring out the best in our dish. First, 1 pound of cooked pasta, your favorite shape, whether it's fusilli, penne or farfalle. Choose what you love. Next, 2 cans, 5 ounces each, of tuna in water, drained well to avoid excess moisture. Then, half a cup of creamy mayonnaise to bind everything together. A 1/4 cup of chopped celery adds a delightful crunch and freshness. A 1/4 cup of chopped red onion for a bit of sharpness and color. 1 tablespoon of sweet pickle relish to introduce a hint of sweetness and tang. 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard for a subtle kick and depth of flavor. And finally, season with salt and pepper to taste, balancing all the flavors perfectly. Remember, the key to a great dish lies in the freshness of your ingredients. Freshness ensures vibrant flavors and textures. So grab the best quality ingredients you can find and let's get cooking. The better the ingredients, the better the final dish. Our culinary journey begins with preparing the perfect foundation for our symphony of flavors, the pasta. Cook your favorite pasta according to package directions. I'm using rotini today, but feel free to use penne, farfalle, or any shape that tickles your fancy. Once the pasta is cooked al dente, that means it's cooked through but still has a little bite to it, drain it in a colander and rinse it under cold water to stop the cooking process. Now set it aside and let's move on to our next act. Section 4, Act 2, the tuna tango. Now let's give our tuna a little stage presence. In a large bowl, combine the drained tuna, mayonnaise, celery, red onion, sweet pickle relish, and Dijon mustard. Gently fold the ingredients together until they're well combined. Be careful not to overmix, as we don't want our tuna to turn mushy. We want it to retain its texture and flavor. Section 5, Act 3, the grand finale, combining our ensemble. The moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. It's time to combine our perfectly cooked pasta with the flavorful tuna mixture. Add the cooked and drained pasta to the bowl with the tuna salad. Gently toss everything together until the pasta is evenly coated with the creamy tuna mixture. Season generously with salt and pepper to taste. Remember, tasting as you go is key to achieving culinary perfection. Section 6, Curtain Call. Serving and savoring the applause. Congratulations, culinary maestros. You've reached the pinnacle of your culinary journey. You've just orchestrated a symphony of flavors that will leave your taste buds singing. Each ingredient has played its part to perfection. Now it's time for the grand finale, serving and savoring this delightful dish. Present it with pride and watch the smiles light up the room. Serve your tuna pasta salad immediately or chill it in the refrigerator for a refreshing treat later. The choice is yours, and either way, it's bound to be delicious. You can enjoy it as is or pair it with a side of your favorite chips or a crisp salad. The versatility of this dish makes it perfect for any occasion. No matter how you choose to enjoy it, one thing's for sure, this tuna pasta salad is guaranteed to be a crowd pleaser. It's a dish that brings people together. So there you have it, folks. A culinary masterpiece that's both simple and satisfying. A simple, delicious, and easy-to-follow recipe for tuna fish salad and pasta that will have you saying bravo after every bite. Each mouthful is a celebration. Until next time, happy cooking. Keep experimenting and enjoying the art of creating delicious meals.